So, folks, you may find yourselves caught in the woods occasionally because life can be a little bit tough. And as you know, I am here to bridge your world from the traumatic world of dealing with issues and narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and life circumstances, and discovering why you're here. Why are you here? So let's start with that, folks. Why are you here? Because that's a question I've been asking myself all of my life. And you don't necessarily need to know the answer to it, but it's a good question to ask yourself occasionally. Now, that's beyond getting a job and doing all the things that everyone else is doing. But if you're like me, you see the herd going one way and you question everything. And when you start questioning everything, life is never the same. So let's tell you a little story about that. When I was 17, I managed to get myself a job in a Japanese merchant bank. Now, my family were all delighted with this transition, shall we say, because they thought I was a bit of a waster, a bit of a tearaway, which, of course, the school teachers would tell them because I had other priorities when I was at school than doing everything I was told that I should be doing and getting good exam results. I was busy having fun and navigating my way through life and meeting my mates and doing other stuff. So when I got a job in a Japanese merchant bank, my family thought this was the golden goose for me. That how did he get a job like that? So it sounded a lot better than it was, folks. So I was on a minimum wage at the time. I was working in the city. It sounded good, but I was in a low grade administrational job. And it wasn't very fun or exciting, but the potential, if I'd stayed there over time, I'd have earned more money. I'd have done all right from a financial point of view. But I knew very early that this wasn't a job for me. It didn't have the adventure, the excitement that I needed from my life. And I wanted to explore. I wanted to travel the world. And a lot of my friends at the age of 17 were going off and doing things like summer camps, traveling the world, interrail passes, trips to Australia. And I wanted a piece of that action. So after 2 years, I jacked in my job and I went and worked in an American summer camp. And it's fair to say that my family were less than pleased at this transition. But it was one of the best moves I made. And part of the journey, if you're watching this, that you will have is finding your own path. Because as healers, light workers, empaths, it's all too easy to get sucked into a route where you're pleasing other people. You're getting a job because your parents are happy. You're getting a job because your partner's happy. You're getting a job because you need to pay the bills and your kids are happy because they're getting what they want. But there reaches a stage for the empath's life where you start putting other people's priorities above your own. And that's really not a good idea, folks. It's not a good idea. You're going to do it because of the way that you're wired as an empath, a healer, light worker. You are here to help, here to serve, here to please other people. And that's true to a degree. But there's always a point, folks, where it becomes more than that. You start to question other purpose of your life. You start to think, I wonder, is there more to it than this? Now, for my generation, you may have read a book called The Celestine Prophecy. For me, back in the day, that was it was an eye-opener. Now, you don't need to read that book. All you need to know is why it made an impact for me, because it was a story and it pretty much said that coincidences aren't really coincidental, that things happen in your life and they happen for a reason. And rather than say, oh, that was a coincidence, if you start reading into it and following your intuition and going with the flow and being a little bit more impulsive, going on trips, having adventures, doing things that you wouldn't normally do, then your life can turn in an instant. And there's always guidance out there to show you a better path. And how do you know if you're on a better path? How do you know if you're on the right path? Well, my experience is that when you're on the right path or a better path, things happen easily for you. You know, it's easy. You love doing what you're doing. Things happen almost synergistically. And this for me happened when I started my journey into healing and learning the healing arts. So I'd gone from a medical trained background to starting to learn energy medicine. And things just opened up for me in a way that I couldn't have believed possible. And there's sort of stories about that, which I can talk about in other videos. Indeed, I have talked about in other videos, so I won't go into the details of that now, but just this magical unfoldment of events happened that showed me that maybe this was part of my path. And learning about energy and the healing arts is so essential for an empath, because what you don't realize is that your energy is like a magnet. And until you learn how to manage it, how to clean it, you can spend your whole life just magnetizing dense energy in order to heal other people. And one of the big things is we heal our parents, not the other way around. So as kids, we take on board energy from our parents, and it can take us most of our life learning to get rid of that, or indeed just passing it on. We become like dominoes if we don't realize at some stage that we're here for a bigger purpose. So I found out about 20 years ago, I got a very clear insight that my purpose, part of my purpose, was to break the ancestral domino effect, to be a breaker of chains long before the Khaleesi came along and Game of Thrones. I've always known that I was going to be a chain breaker, that I wasn't going to be passing on or contributing towards the ancestral habits where we hate the stuff that our parents do and then end up doing it ourselves. You see this dynamic so many times. But one day you'll be there with your kids and suddenly you'll say something, you'll think, that's exactly what my parents used to say to me. And I didn't like it then. And here I am doing it. That is the manifestation of not breaking the ancestral chains, folks. So you're here for a bigger purpose. Life can be much easier. You attract difficulties for a reason, and you're watching this video for a reason. And that's really important too. You have been attracted to this video and this channel for a reason. And statistically speaking, according to the analytic app stats, that you'll only be watching this video now is if you're feeling the call, if you're feeling feeling the message that I'm delivering, and you're feeling some sort of rapport, connection, and that is the reason that I'm here, and it's you that I'm speaking to, because we are here in it together to find our purpose, to discover our path, and to share our message. And my message to you is that you are here for a bigger purpose. If you're not happy with your life now, you can be. And there is a pathway, there is a route out of wherever you are, however hopeless it may feel or seem at the moment. And you are invited to either the easy route or the non-committal route, to like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, because you will then get to build up a relationship with me. You'll get more content that will help you on your way. I'm going to release content that will help you at your pace. There's also the opportunity to reach out to me, and we can talk about accelerating that process, which happens when you work with me and my light team. And that is part of taking it to a much deeper level. And you only do that if you're really committed, which is fair enough. So whatever path, whatever speed you'll want to work at, there's something here for your channel now. There's a reason that you're watching this now. And by all means, ask your questions, get involved, interact with this channel. I'm here for you. And a lot of the videos that I do create are based on the questions or the comments that I see in my prior videos. So this is for you, my friends. And if you're lost in the woods, if you're lost in the jungle, in nature, the odds are you found this channel for a reason. And I am here to help you at your pace when you're ready. So get in touch, interact with the channel, like and subscribe, and I shall catch you later, my friends. I shall catch you later, my fellow healers, light workers, and empaths.